The CBS 58 News at 9 continues on WMLW-VN.
The man accused in Carly Bowden's murder faced a judge for the first time Saturday. Kenneth Freeman had an initial appearance. He's being held on $100,000 bond. Freeman worked as a valet at Frederick Hospital. He attacked Bowden, according to police, when she was walking to her car. The hospital says Freeman was fired in October for non-violent reasons. He's due back in court next Friday. A local self-defense business says they've been flooded with calls since Bowden's death.
CBS 58's Brittany Lewis is live in Menominee Falls with a look at what self-defense instructors are doing for healthcare workers. Brittany?
Here at MK Protection Strategies, they had one free workshop that filled up. They added a second that filled up. So now they are offering discounted rates, and they say many healthcare groups have been reaching out.
You're going to notice she's going to put her hands up because she's going to feel uncomfortable.
William Stedman has taught his daughter self-defense.
I'm going to end up grabbing her and we'll see what she does.
Teens, women, the elderly, and now he and his partner Melissa
empower them with confidence and skills to defend themselves in threatening situations.
Will be helping many healthcare workers
that are experiencing these same things as this victim encountered in a dark parking garage, or people that have to walk outside in the dark alone at night.
They have been receiving calls on a consistent basis since Carly Bowden was killed.
We've had nurse leaders, we've had administrators, people individually reach out to us and say, we want to reserve some time for our group so that we can feel empowered.
Self-defense is one of the things Gina Denick-Champion, the executive director for the Wisconsin Nurses Association, thinks nurses should consider. She also believes parking garages should have panic buttons, cameras that are constantly monitored, and if nurses are leaving late and by themselves, someone should be with them.
It happens to many individuals where you're leaving late, where there aren't people coming and going, and maybe the systems could provide some sort of an escort.
Working to protect healthcare workers as they simply come and go from work. Those self-defense instructors that you just heard from will be holding several public workshops over the next few months, and we'll be getting that information on our website, cbs58.com. Reporting in Menominee Falls, Brittany Lewis, CBS 58 News.
Brittany, thank you. A 34-year-old woman is in custody. Milwaukee police say she stabbed a man. Happened near 11th and Ring last night. Police say the two knew each other. Man was taken to the hospital with what police are calling a serious stab wound. Teenage boy was also hurt, but he was treated and released.
We got another new picture of 13-year-old Jamie Kloss today. It was posted on the Healing for Jamie Kloss Facebook page, and it shows her with her grandfather. The post says, Grandpa said since day one he was going to buy Jamie a big steak once she was found. And that's what you see in this picture. Jamie Kloss spent 88 days in captivity, abducted after her parents were shot and killed at the family's home in Barron. And you can stay with CBS 58 for the latest developments in the case. You can watch interviews with the family and past news conferences on our website, cbs58.com.
Investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board trying to track down pieces of an airplane that crashed in a California neighborhood. The pilot and 4 people inside a home were killed yesterday. The plane's body was found in another backyard. In all, NTSB officials say the wreckage is spread out over 4 blocks.
The witnesses I spoke with say that they saw the airplane coming out of the clouds. It was still in one piece, and then they saw the tail breaking off, and then wind breaking off, and then subsequent smoke before the airplane impacted the ground.
Investigators say the crash happened after 10 miles into the flight. 2 other people were inside the house that was hit. They were injured but were able to escape.
President Trump gave a wide-ranging interview to face the nation's Margaret Brennan ahead of last night's Super Bowl. One thing the president had to say is making waves in the Middle East. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
President Trump has ordered the withdrawal of troops from Syria and is considering the same for Afghanistan, but he says there will be no such withdrawal from Iraq.
And one of the reasons I want to keep it is because I want to be looking a little bit at Iran, because Iran is a real problem.
But the president insists he is not signaling a potential strike against Iran.
All I want to do is be able to watch. We have an unbelievable and expensive military base built in Iraq. It's perfectly situated for looking at all over different parts of the troubled Middle East.
On Monday, Iraqi President Barham Saleh said the U.S. has never asked permission to use its forces to watch Iran.
They have no other definition or defined mission beyond helping Iraqi forces in the fight against terrorism.
President Trump is sending nearly 4,000 additional troops to the southern border, where he says the U.S. is facing a crisis.
And a lot of people weren't aware how dangerous the border was, how depraved and how sick some of the people coming into our country are. We can't allow that to happen to our country.
The president argues Democrats are hurting the country by resisting a border wall, and he says some are looking to impeach him because they know they can't defeat him in the 2020 presidential election.
The problem is you can't impeach somebody for doing the best job of any president in the history of our country for the first 2 years.
The president also says he will leave it up to the attorney general to decide whether special counsel Robert Mueller's report on possible collusion with Russia is released to the public. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The Grammys are this Sunday on CBS 58, and some of the biggest names in music are up for nominations. But one nominee you might not know is Jim Leary.
He will be recognized for his work connected to Swiss and German folk music from the earliest 20th century, and it's produced in Wisconsin. Leary is a semi-retired professor at UW-Madison, is nominated in the Best Album Notes category. Leary says the album has a special place in his heart because it shares Wisconsin's diverse history.
The first time I heard this was just putting it on a turntable with headphones, and it was you know, an old scratchy sound, but out of it came these mystical voices and instruments, and it was pretty magical.
Leary says he'll be headed to Los Angeles later this week with his family. And you can catch the Grammy Awards on CBS 58 this coming Sunday, featuring 15-time Grammy Award winner Alicia Keys as host.
Coming up tonight on the CBS 58 News at 10, hackers could be getting into your home more easily than you think.
I see you. Do you want to play hide and seek?
That creepy voice is one that a family heard when the hacker got into their child's video game. It could also be your baby monitor, computer networks, all of it is vulnerable to give you the tools you need to protect your home from hackers. You can watch tonight on the CBS 58 News at 10.
Centers for Disease Control says children are using too much toothpaste. Survey finds nearly 40% of kids ages 3 to 6 use a brush full or half full of toothpaste. Experts recommend a smear the size of a pea for most kids, the size of a grain of rice for those under 3. Too much fluoride can lead to tooth streaking or spottiness later in life. Young adults in the U.S. facing a greater risk of developing obesity. Related cancers are at a faster rate than previous generations.
And that's according to some new research. Tom Hansen has that story.
The new analysis from the American Cancer Society, tracking dozens of state registries, finds a rising cancer risk for millennials and Gen Xers who are obese.
This is sadly, as one might expect, as rates of obesity go up, and they portend a really high risk of public health challenges in the years ahead.
The study shows a surprising jump for 6 obesity-related cancers in young adults 25 to 49 years old: colorectal, uterine, gallbladder, kidney, pancreatic, and cancer of the bone marrow. While death rates for most cancers have been on the decline for decades, Dr. Clifford Huddis of the American Society of Clinical Oncology has concerns this new trend could reverse that progress.
The amazing thing that's happened in the last few years is with the rise in obesity and the decline in tobacco use, obesity is slated to overtake tobacco to become the single most common preventable cause of cancer.
The study shows millennials face about double the risk their baby boomer parents did for obesity-related cancers affecting the reproductive and digestive systems. Experts point out it's possible to buck the trend by eating healthier and working out more at an earlier age. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
It's American Heart Month, and newborn babies at Aurora Healthcare Hospitals wearing the appropriate color. That color is red all month long. Each Aurora baby will be given a red knit hat. The idea to raise awareness about congenital heart defects, which affect almost 1 out of every 100 children. We talked to a pediatric cardiologist who says it's important not only to know about heart disease, but to lend a helping hand.
With families who are affected by heart disease, the medical costs are quite significant to families, the amount of time that they have to spend away from home or leaving a job. So if you know anyone in the community that has a child who's affected by heart disease, reaching out, giving them extra help, that's really important.
The Little Hats Big Hearts program also stresses how important it is to get heart screenings for newborn babies.
It is a gathering unlike any other in the country.
Why more than 900 golden retrievers and their owners converged on one Colorado town. Drew?
That's going to be great. All right, cold air comes in for tonight, and then we have 2 storm systems this week that will provide wintry weather across southeastern Wisconsin. We'll track the first one, which is going to be coming this time tomorrow night for you, hour by hour. Coming up, your CBS 58 Ready Weather. Well, here's a chilly picture here from Harrington Beach State Park, another beautiful state park right along Lake Michigan, thanks to Howard Rankin, who is capturing some of the waves, although probably walking along the lakefront today, not too bad, especially with temperatures approaching 50 degrees. The official high 48 degrees today in Milwaukee. The normal amount of 40-plus degree temperatures 6 days. So, you know, February is one of those months. You start to see the sun angle increase a little bit more, and we slowly but surely get a little bit warmer. The record 20 days back in 1882, and then so far this year we've had 3 days in the 40s. So it's been a nice mild start to February, but we're kind of coming back to reality a little bit. 35 Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha, not too bad, but then to the west, already temps dipping down into the upper 20s, and yes, it gets colder beyond that. Madison at 25, Wausau is at 21, La Crosse Rhinelander at 17, Eau Claire at 13. Compared to this time last night, yes, it's definitely cooler. Most spots are 5 to even 15 degrees colder. As that cold air starts to really rush in, this map is definitely going to be a change. Remember, all night last night was very mild across the area. Satellite and radar, we've got some clouds around, but no winter weather expected tonight. But with falling temperatures and all the melting that's been going on the last couple of days, there could be some slick areas on the roads, especially secondary roads, some sidewalks as well. This winter weather advisory, not tonight, but for tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. That's when the bulk of the winter weather is expected to arrive. So we'll take some time with ReadyCast. More clouds going to be rolling in, but quiet for the morning commute tomorrow. Quiet in the early afternoon. And it looks like winter weather will start to move in between 6 o'clock and 10 p.m. Now, originally, or maybe initially, we could see maybe a burst of some snow, but then it quickly switches over. As some warm air aloft takes over, that snow is going to switch into some sleet. That's why the pink is on your television screen there. So it looks like this event predominantly is going to be more sleet than snow, and then we'll see some sleet and maybe some freezing rain going into Wednesday morning. Looks very slick across the Chicagoland area, northern Illinois. Better chances there for freezing rain. And then we're pretty quiet Wednesday afternoon, and then late Wednesday night into Thursday, our next round of winter weather arrives. So when we really break down the precipitation chances, sleet is going to be the greatest chance, followed by snow and then freezing rain. Bottom line, though, even though we're not expecting a lot of accumulation, it doesn't take much with sleet and freezing rain to cause slick roads, and that's why the National Weather Service has the winter weather advisory. So tomorrow evening between 6 o'clock and midnight, we'll have basically a burst of some snow and then turning over to some sleet. Midnight to 7 o'clock in the morning going into Wednesday, a mix of that sleet and some freezing rain. Overall, sleet and snow accumulation in most spots an inch or less. Freezing rain, a few 1/100ths of an inch, but that's enough to create some slick areas. So tonight, 19 degrees. We've got refreezing on the roads. We talked about that tomorrow. 27 degrees with that evening mix coming through going into Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday night, especially ramping up on Thursday, we see more winter weather coming in. Colder on Friday at 18, a morning low on Saturday of 3. Saturday at 22, another system coming in on Sunday with a chance for some snow at 27.
All right, Drew, thank you very much. New at 9, the dog day of winter in one part of Colorado.
A group of more than 900 golden retrievers and their owners all gathered in one town. Matt Morrow reports.
Golden has gone to the dogs.
Thank you for coming, Golden. We love you.
But this is not a party for just any kind of four-legged furry friend, but a doggone gathering of golden retrievers right in the middle of Golden.
Look at all this golden love. This is awesome.
Follow me here.
They are so special.
Stephanie Palco brought her golden Parker.
Oh boy, look at all these babies.
All the way from Parker.
It's going to be so much fun.
To Golden for the first ever Goldens and Golden Gay Love sorts.
Very excited. He loves outings.
So do the rest of these Goldens. Some are young, others old, and all are patriotic to their people and a friend to those who share the same shade of fur.
They love other Goldens, and we don't worry about them around people because they love everybody.
Oh my gosh, it's
So you really don't have to worry about any of these Goldens barking up the wrong tree.
Dexter.
But you do have to worry about the shedding and fur of flying.
I got dog hair blowing in my eye.
Hannah Button with Visit Golden doesn't think that's too rough because Goldens and Golden is her golden idea. She helped procure the puppuccinos and the other golden gear and fetch Kevin Shipley with Golden Retriever Rescue of the Rockies.
I mean, Goldens are perfect Colorado dogs.
And there's no better way or place or day to celebrate them than on National Golden Retriever Day in Golden, when every one of these dogs really has its day.
Isn't this fun? Oh, it's heaven.
So on this warm winter day that you could say is golden, a grand total of...
That's 911, so that's as many as we counted.
That's right. That's at least 911 cold, wet noses and happy tails wagging down the street. And these dogs, they're not just good, they're golden.
Scotch.
All right, that was very cute. But this is a sight that is not uncommon in Wisconsin, but it's definitely turning some heads. This is video from northwest Wisconsin of people ice skating on roads. Freezing drizzle moved through some counties already and left some roads covered in ice. Local law enforcement doesn't recommend you try this, but of course, there you go. Some people couldn't resist.
perfectly safe.
Sure. Until that one car that did decide to get out on the road.
Right, yeah. It does look like fun, though. I'm a little tempted.
You know what else is fun?
Winning.
Yeah, when the Bucks win, when your home team wins.
Sweet victory.
You've got the best player in the world. That's great.
This is where you're really tested. We got a long road swing here for the Bucks, and the Eastern Conference Player of the Month helps us put a bow on it like only Giannis can do. Sports is next.
Now, the CBS 58 Sports Zone with Christina Tuso.
The Bucks ready to wrap up a successful business trip. Tonight's game at the Nets is all part of a season-long 5-game road swing, and my oh my did they do some damage along the way. With a 113-94 win tonight, the Bucks will return to the home floor after going 4-1 on the road. They beat their last 4 opponents by double digits. Giannis Antetokounmpo leads the way with 30 points, and he definitely had some help. Brook Lopez, the only starter not in double digits tonight. Anthony Davis has a new extended list of teams that he'd be interested in playing for, and on it are the Bucks. While this may be a near impossible deal for the Bucks to swing, it's nice to know that little old Milwaukee is on the All-Stars radar. After all, this city is home to the team with the best current record in basketball. Also on the list, the Lakers, Clippers, and the Knicks. A new set of rankings has dropped today, and the Marquette Golden Eagles hold down that number 10 spot in the AP poll. Coming up tomorrow, a revenge game against St. John's, the only Big East team that they have lost to this season. Marquette will definitely hold the edge heading into this one. They are considered to be one of the toughest teams in the country to beat at home. That's a lot attributed to their 14-0 record at Pfizer Forum and a huge improvement on defense.
I think collectively there's just more buy-in on that end of the floor, and
Obviously, there's been big improvements from Theo, and then we added in Joey and Brendan, who give us a lot of length and can guard multiple positions. But overall, the buy-in in the offseason and understanding that last year that's what killed us, and knowing that if we just play defense, we can be a great team, we can beat anyone, and we showed that so far, and we just got to keep it rolling.
You know, we really would not have been surprised if news came out of Green Bay this offseason saying that Aaron Rodgers' knee injury was more than it was made out to be this season. But with a trip to Atlanta this weekend, 12 has revealed that he will not need any surgery to repair his left knee. Rodgers never really played at full strength this season. It started during the Packers season opener when he went down with a knee injury. He wore a brace up until the Patriots game on November 4th. And then he really never made it sound like more than a sprain. Rodgers suffered a concussion in the season finale against the Lions, so we never got a chance to get our questions answered as to how he planned to heal during the offseason until now.
Great, you know, my body feels really good. Instead of getting surgery postseason, decided to kind of go through a different routine with my knee that I've done in the past, and I'm feeling really, really good. I just had a concussion in the last game. Yeah, it's cleared up. I'm feeling really good. I'm getting back into my workout routine, but the first month of the off season is a lot about yoga. Is that right? And traveling. Okay.
Because Rodgers was able to avoid surgery, he is expected to fully participate in the Packers offseason program. If you asked me, which I did get asked on sports radio, if there was going to be news out of Green Bay that he was going to have surgery, I said yes. I really thought that was going to be the deal.
Just to clean up. You know, you always hear just
a little
to clean
scope
up
in there, right? Maintenance.
But you liked it when you heard it was the yoga that had, you know.
It's the yoga. Namaslayan. That's what it's all about in here.
All right, 27 degrees for tomorrow. A lot colder than the 48 that we had today. And then an evening mix, some snow mixing in with some sleet. That could go into Wednesday morning. And then yet another system Wednesday night coming into Thursday.
Finish up that downward dog, then join us on the CBS 58 News at 10 in just 2 minutes. See you there.